Welcome back to the Cop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe for more juicy content.
Listen to him and do exactly just that. Enjoy this video.
Yeah, but maybe for 2 yellows, not for
probably
something
less
stupid
than
like
one.
that.
There you
Probably
go.
less than
Suarez.
one.
That was the last time we did that shit. When Suarez was trying all that funny business.
Do you know what I was going to say? You sparked a thought in my head when you were talking about alternative methods we can use to get into Nunez's head to make sure he's not doing these mistakes repeatedly. I'm just going to go back to Trent for a second because I keep seeing him doing the same mistakes and I'm thinking, surely they're doing this because I'm stupid. I'm a YouTuber who thinks he knows what he's talking about when it comes to footy. I just love footy, lad, so I'll talk about it. That's the way I move. If they haven't tried getting Nunez, Nat Phillips, Kanate, all on the back post against Trent, even though he wouldn't be able to beat them in most duels because they're just bigger than him. That's just the way fucking physics works. But I don't understand how they're not doing that persistently to where Trent looks at Mitrovic and goes, right, I know how to handle this. Or I know how to give myself the best possible chance in this situation.
We spoke about this last week.
Even if you go over my head from the back post, I still know I can put you off. I still know I can do these things. So,
whilst you're in the air, move back, put him off balance.
Just put him off.
Because if you can't beat him in the air, you got to have something.
Defo. Now, this is the sort of alternative I was going to. I think Klopp has had to have been doing those things with him, surely. Because, again, we're YouTubers. Like, it doesn't mean we know everything. Obviously, he's doing this stuff. Is it a decent idea, with the lack of midfielders that we've got, with the lack of chance that it looks like we're going to go and get a new midfielder, is it a good shout to move Trent into the midfield and maybe go with the man who you've been putting at right back week in, week out? Started Nat Phillips over this centre-back who we think is a centre-back in Joe Gomez and put him right back instead.
I don't think that's the worst shout, man. There's logic behind that.
Back, very, very, very sound. Very sound. And that's why I wouldn't be opposed to it in a time like right now.
The question is just one. If you put... I love that idea. I mean, for me, Trent is not a defender. He's a midfielder. He's got the vision.
I think
he's got the shots.
Yeah. But the thing is, with that,
who's gonna play on the right back then?
Gomez.
Like, do you like the way we were saying that we didn't have a Thiago yesterday? Do you like the way we were saying
Gomez is a centre defender, bro. He's quick. He's got pace, but he's not good on the right back. I think Gomez. He played a couple of games last season at good level on the right, but I think naturally he's not a right back.
But in a tough time, though, Mario.
Put Trent as a midfielder. I agree with you. Absolutely.
What's your opinion?
Because defensively, he's not too good.
Yeah, but the thing is, with Trent, as a midfielder, you need to be defensively aware as well of what's going on behind you.
No, of course.
And you need to think about it what Trent's best asset is what? Is delivery, is distribution. Yeah. When he gets the ball out right back, he sees everything. From there to there. It's a completely different ball game playing.
You've got your back in the on Premier the line. League. There's nothing.
Definitely.
You know there's nothing behind you, basically. It's an easier
I think there could be games where, say, for example, Bournemouth's Saturday kick-off and the next week, the next game at Anfield, we're going to have a lot of the ball.
No, but you know what?
Maybe you could throw him in there.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, Sean. But
it's just he need like... Trent, he is still young, you forget that.
Yeah.
But we're seeing it, and the frustrating thing is we're seeing him making the same mistakes.
I get on this, though. This is what I sort of think about Trent. I think if you put him into midfield, the one aspect of his defensive game, which is sound, is his pressing and his sort of being able to run at players and win the ball that way. Yeah. What he doesn't do well with is the jockeying against wingers. When he can cut inside and he can beat him for a man.
Eze smashed him last night.
Eze's class.
Very impressive.
But I didn't know him.
What Trent would see less of if he went into midfield is that one-on-one where he'd have to jockey. He'd also see less of having to stay at that back post. Joe Gomez at the back post. I'd be much more comfortable seeing him back post against all these big strikers, which is how most small teams play against us. If you want to play against City and Chelsea and Barca and Real Madrid, put Trent at right back and let him pull strings from that position. But when you're playing against teams who are solely there not to play football and get the result they need, which is why Palace deserve loads of credit because that's what they done. They pissed us off and they got the result they wanted.
This is the only way to stop Liverpool.
This is the only way. So
you put your bushes, that's it.
Get Trent more further up the pitch, get a more defensive outlook at the back, and then get some experience around Trent to where that's not going to be an issue because it's still the system and it's still a better aspect to where he's doing the things that he struggles with most. He'll be doing less of that. So that's why I would not be opposed to seeing Trent going further up the pitch. You're right, Shawnee, his defensive game isn't great. But the main things that's really bad, you wouldn't have to worry about as much if he was a midfielder.
In Gerrard's book, when he was the manager of the under-18s at Liverpool, he said, and he only mentioned one player, he said, Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's going to be the one that's unreal. He's a great midfielder. He'd never called him a defender. He said he's a great midfielder. He's going to come in and set the Premier League alight.
Coming from one of the greatest.
If Gerrard is saying that he's a great midfielder, then surely we need to see that.
But it's because we need so to see it. But that's why we shouldn't.
If you look at Trent's average position when we're in possession,
it's basically midfield anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And even City now are adopting that this year. When they're in possession, you see Cancelo and Walker. This is the new thing now of like inverted fullbacks.
Yeah.
But when you say inverted, they're just basically an extra outlet in the midfield. I get it 100% with Trent. And I think the older he gets, you could see him there in the 6, just spraying balls. Like Alonso.
Yeah.
I think that's what he would be good at. Look at in an Alonso role. But I couldn't see him on the right of a tree. I don't think it'd suit him, to be honest with you. But there is games where, like for example, this Bournemouth game coming up, you could kind of experiment. But I don't know. Like, the injuries just seem to be piling up. And normally you hear, he's back next week, he's back in training. I don't know when any of these fuckers are back.
No, this is the one thing I hate about Liverpool and injuries.
They don't tell us.
The ambiguity is...
They don't like telling us.
No, they lie us.
Just let us know.
Konate's out for a while.
Van Dijk was like, he's going to be back in January. Oh, no, he's going to be back in March. No, he's not going to be back till the end of the season. But it's Sam, though, because he'll be back soon. Like, fuck off.
If you would like to see the full version of this Hot Kopics episode, then be sure to go over to the Cop TV, leave a like, leave a cheeky subscribe if you so wish, and thank you very much, you sexy human beings. Peace.